Paul Brown Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Bengals, will be the location for what we hope will be a good one between Dallas and Cincinnati. We'll now go to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for our call. Guys?
With a beautiful day in the forecast, we'll get ready for today's game. Hi everyone, Tom Hammond here, along with Chris Collinsworth. Both teams come into today's game pretty fired up. Let's go down to the field for the opening kickoff. Their offense will step onto the field for the first time, hoping to come away with some points on this possession. Palmer lines up under center. I formation this time. Drops back to pass. The pass is away. And he just got hammered. Short pattern results in a completion for the offense.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
Not much time to throw. What a brutal hit. He shows no hesitation and gets it in there to get the first down.
Yeah, you wouldn't hesitate either if you were standing back there in the pocket. I say the heck with it. Get it out of there fast. Let somebody else handle it for a little while.
He looks to throw on first down. Looks down the field with the catch. Tackled right around the 48-yard line. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
He's tackled at the 46-yard line. Johnson gets about 4 yards on the play. It's second down, 6 to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. Cincinnati lines up in a double tight set. Looking to throw. He needs to get rid of it. He hasn't missed a pass on this drive. And they get him around the 30-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, that's a great call, Tom, because when you get a blitz package like that and your offensive line can first of all figure it out and then get it blocked, it's very tough to cover one-on-one in the secondary.
He'll get it again. He's pushed out at the 13. And that was a nice job to pick up the first down.
Nothing makes a defensive coordinator cringe more than seeing that kind of run, because then it sets up the play action, and there's almost no way to stop an offense if you can't stop the run and you have to deal with play action.
First down now and 10 to go. Ball on the 13. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. Drops back on first down. He throws it. Still good on the drive. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. And that pass was moving.
Yeah, and it's not that quarterbacks without strong arms can't make it in this league. But boy, it sure is an asset to have a guy with a cannon like that.
Looks to pass. Throws while on the run. They'll get in for the touchdown.
Boy, there aren't many quarterbacks in the NFL that I'd take ahead of Carson Palmer. When this guy sees an open receiver and he decides to cut it loose, it gets in there so fast. I think he is an incredible talent.
The snap, set down, the kick is up. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it. Jones from the 5. Dropped at the 35. So now let's see how this offense responds as they take the field down 7-0.
Yeah, the other team just scored a touchdown. They have the momentum of the game. And right now as a play caller, I think you have to be very aggressive. Try and recapture that momentum and get this game going back in your direction.
He throws on the run. He's tackled around the 47-yard line. That's a first down right there. Might want to play them a little tighter, maybe even go to man coverage.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to play a zone coverage against this quarterback. He does a great job in recognition, and that time you could see him move the zone defense just a little with his eyes before he threw it in there.
Brought down around the 49-yard line. Barber gets 3 yards on the play. Nickel defense.
Here we go. Tennessee. Come on now.
Romo back to throw. Throws out right. And they get him at the 40. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see them driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Defense closing in. The quarterback is dropped. And chalk one up for the defense on that play.
The best time to blitz is when the other team is trying to work the ball down the field. Your quarterback's going to have to hold the ball a few seconds. Not enough time there. You can't try and go down the field consistently against this defense. They're going to come get you.
Romo with the give. Tackled at the 36-yard line. 6-yard gain. That'll bring up third down. The defense lines up with 5 defensive backs.
Let's go. 180. Play smart, man. Let's get off. 180.
He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That cornerback just made this offense look bad.
One of the tough things about trying to get a cornerback blocked is how athletic those guys are. If you're a fullback or an offensive lineman or somebody out in front trying to make that block, it's just tough to get a hand on those guys. They're quick.
McBriar will punt it, and he absolutely boomed it. And this one will go for a touchback. Carried along by their dominant vertical game, they were able to put one in the end zone on their last drive. They'll throw on first down, looking for an open man. Broken up, and the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
Johnson is the single setback. Palmer sends a guy in motion to the right. He's running out of time. At the 40, at the 30, he's down the sideline. Makes a move and he's in. Touchdown. What a big touchdown by the tight end.
You know, more and more in this league, we're seeing those big-time guys playing the tight end position. It used to be people that big couldn't run like that, but this guy is a weapon.
Lining up for the point after. Point after is good. The kick is away. Taken from the 3-yard line. He's tackled at the 31. They were forced to punt on their last drive. They'll go to work at the 31. First down, 10 to go. 2 tight end formation this time. They're going to pitch it. He's brought down at about the 37-yard line. The halfback received the toss and exploded up the field for an 8-yard gain. Two tight ends this time as they come out in a big set. They hand it off. He got depleted. That was a pretty nice run to get the first.
And when you can run the ball for first downs, it sets up the play action. Now look for this team to be able to mix it up, and that can be so tough on the defense.
He looks to throw on first down. Passes the ball. Jackson has the interception. He's dropped at the 45. And the safety made a really nice play on the ball to grab that interception.
You know, this safety is known for his big hits, but that time it was his soft hands that made the difference.
Cincinnati lines up with 3 receivers.
Barney. Here we go.
Hands it to the back. He fights forward to about the 46. He might have gotten a yard at best. That'll bring up second down. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Palmer back to throw. Passes it. Comes down with it. What an open field tackle. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
3 wide receivers. First down, looking to throw. He throws left. Tackled at the 20-yard line. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
They line up at the 20. Palmer lines up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers this time.
Barney, set.
Looks to pass. Scans the field. What a catch! Touchdown! And already this one is looking like it's out of hand.
Well, we've seen stranger things happen in the NFL, but this one is beginning to smell like a blowout.
The kick is up. It's good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Not a bad kick. Gathered at the 6. Dropped at the 27. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. Romo is in the gun. He has 4 receivers. First down, looking to throw. Makes the catch. He's tackled around the 35-yard line. Good job locating the gap in the coverage on that play.
You know, that's the kind of pass pattern I used to always love to run, because if the defense is even a little bit lax in their coverage, it's pretty easy to get that one in there.
Barber takes the give. They tackle him for a loss. That defensive lineman just seems to have a knack for finding the ball carrier.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman, so, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way.
Play fake. Short pass to his left. Brought down at about the 47-yard line. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
He needs to get the pass off. He's hammered in the backfield. That'll go for a 1-yard loss.
I don't think they fooled anybody on the defense with that one. They were just sitting out there waiting for it, and that's a loss.
He fights forward to around midfield. A pickup of about 3.
And Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
Romo hasn't missed yet. Guns it out. Still perfect on the drive. To the 10. He's in. Touchdown. He hauled in that long pass for a touchdown.
What are you going to do? How do you defend that? That's just perfectly executed between a hot quarterback and a pretty good receiver.
And here's the extra point. It's good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Here's the kick. Drilled at the 20-yard line. The offense gets the ball back and is clicking on all cylinders after scoring 3 straight touchdowns. Johnson, the lone back. Drops back to pass. Rifles this one out to the right. Hit hard at the 34-yard line. Another positive gain through the air.
And it really helps when the quarterback gets the kind of protection he's getting so far in this one. This offensive line's doing a nice job building a pocket for this quarterback, and that's creating some nice passing lanes.
Palmer hands it off. Tackled about the 43-yard line. After that run, they might want to give him the ball a few more times.
I agree. It looks like the defense is a little tired out there. Whatever the case, they're having a tough time now stopping the run.
Palmer hands off. He doesn't get back to the line. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive, the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Cincinnati sends a man in motion to the left. They go with the run. He's brought down at the 42. A pickup of less than a yard, and so it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down, 12 yards to the first. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers.
Blue 38. Hey, don't lose your ball. Blue 38. Close, open right. I need. Stay inside right here.
Looking to throw. On the run, he throws it. He's tackled right around the 48-yard line. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up 4th. Larson to punt. Gets it away cleanly. And they'll down it at the 1. Not much the return man can do there.
Yeah, he really did the right thing there. That's just to let it go, get out of the way, and really just give the guy credit. It was a good kick, very fortunate bounce. The last thing in the world you want to do in that kind of a situation is to fumble the football, give it up, short field for the other team, and a quick score.
They hand it off. Tackled around the 3-yard line. Barber gains about 2 yards on the run. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 3-yard line. Dallas is going with the offset I backfield.
Hard count. Let's go now, let's go.
Romo gives it left. He's dropped right around the 2-yard line. Got maybe a couple of feet, and that makes it 3rd down. The offense pinned deep here. Ball on the 3. Cincinnati lines up with 5 defensive backs. They hand it off. Cuts back, and he's dropped. What happened on that series, Chris?
The defense was good and the offense stunk, Tom. What else you need to know?
Chapman is back deep to receive. They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Chapman fields it at the 46. Not a bad return there.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
Don't lose your bite. Blue 11.
They hand it off. And he will lose yardage on the play. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Hit him in the mouth. Stay in your lane.
They'll give it off here. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. No gain. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down now, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 49. The Bengals come out in the ace formation.
Here we go. Blue 11. Blue 11. Dre side. Queen.
He's looking to throw. Strong throw. Brought down at the 31. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Come on. Reload.
Another run. Brought down behind the line. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Ace backfield this time.
Blue 11. Blue 11.
Man in motion. Throws it short. Tight coverage, and it's picked off. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They line up at the 48. Dallas comes out with an I formation. Here's the halfback. And they get him at the 50. They pick up 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 50. Barber alone in the backfield. And he makes it out to about the 47-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Looks for a man open. Makes the reception. He's tackled around the 37-yard line. Great pickup for the first on that one.
And really what makes NFL football so special is the ability of these quarterbacks to throw it and these great receivers to catch it. That's just fun to watch.
Come on, D.
Gives to the back. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. Barber gets about 4 yards on the play. From the 33-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. The halfback with the carry. A nasty hit at the 34-yard line. It looked as if the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat them off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence. And if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line is going to really struggle.
Back to throw. Looking for a receiver. Makes the catch. He's dropped at the 21-yard line.
You know, a couple of things that really impressed me about Tony Romo. One is his accuracy, and that's always underrated. But the second thing is his quick release. We went back and timed his release and compared it to some of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played the game. And his release is as fast, if not faster, than any of them.
Gain of under a yard. That brings up second down. It's second down and 9 to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. I formation here.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Watch the back. Whoever got the back.
Fakes the run. Passes to his left. And they get him at the 19. That pass play goes nowhere. That'll make it third down. The defense is really struggling on third down here. The offense is 2 for 2 on this drive. Looks to pass. Throws on the run. They'll score. Touchdown. And that one worked just like they drew it up.
You have to be careful with this offense not to pay too much attention to those great receivers on the outside. Sometimes those tight ends can really be a problem. Boy, did that pay off big.
Extra point is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Kicks it off. Won't be stopped. Quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. They'll get the ball here at the 24-yard line. Johnson is the deep back as they line up in the I. Gives it off. He's brought down at the 27-yard line. That's a 3-yard gain, and that will bring up second down. From their own 27-yard line. Johnson lines up as the deep back, I formation. Drops back. Throws it out. Pass completed. He's tackled at the 38.
There's no question that when you talk about the classic drop-back pocket passers, Carson Palmer is right there at the top of the list with the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys. This guy is just going to get better and better. He is a franchise quarterback that I believe will win multiple Super Bowls before he's done.
And he's out of bounds, incomplete. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Barney.
Setting up play action. Newman gets his hand on it. Johnson was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Third down now, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 38. Hallmer lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. Hallmer drops to throw. And he caught it. And they get him at about the 47-yard line. Good yardage that time on the pass.
And how'd you like that throw by the quarterback? A little touch, a little lob in over the top, like an alley-oop in basketball.
Barney, set. Let's go, man. Let's go. No, you're good.
They'll go with the run once again. He's dropped around the 49-yard line. Johnson only gets about a yard there on the halfback counter.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
They hand it off. He lost yardage on the play. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Blue 11. Blue 11. Roll 11. Left side. Omaha. Hey, let's go now.
He drops back. Gets it off. Picked off. Brought down at the 49-yard line. And the defense just picked up their second interception of the game.
There's a lot of good players on this defense. I've really enjoyed so far watching how quickly they break on the ball.
They line up at the 49.
Let's go, D.
Barber, the lone back. Drops back on first down. Lack of concentration as it bounces away. Creighton wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. Barber is the deep back as they line up in the I.
All right, here we go. Who's back? Hey. Come on now.
Drops back to pass. He throws it. Tipped away. Creighton was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. They line up at the 49. Dallas lines up with 3 receivers.
For all of next year's home games.
Get off, baby, get off. Swim. Over top.
He's looking to throw. Flips it out short. And he made a great open field tackle. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Punts it. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. Palmer will come to the line with a 3-wide formation. Back to pass. Drops the easy pick. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Let's go left. Barney, set. We need that rock. Let's go.
Palmer back to pass. Looking for an open man. It's completed. They complete a long pass play.
After a big play like that, it's really important for the offense to get in the huddle and get out, keep this attack going. Right now they have the defense on their heels.
They'll throw on first down. Guns it to the middle. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped.
Carson Palmer is one of those guys that I think has a chance to be the very best quarterback in the league. Superior arm strength, a great leader. That knee injury set him back for a little while, but you can tell now he's getting back to form and is just playing great football.
It's the tailback. He's tackled at about the 37-yard line. Johnson gains around 3 yards on the run. Cincinnati comes out with an I formation.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Let's go, baby. Get the ball out. Rush.
Here's the halfback. And they get him at the 34-yard line. Johnson gains about 4 yards on the play. We've got 3rd and 3 here. Ball on the 34-yard line. I formation here.
King! We start to run first!
Throws it short, and it's completed. Tackled at about the 31. And they do complete the pass, but he'll end up just a bit short of the first.
And that's tough. It looked like he was going to make the first down all the way there, but a good open field tackle. Now it's decision time. Do you go for it here on 4th down?
And he got plenty of distance on this one. And it's good. And he put that one through nicely.
It's a pretty rare kicker that can kick a ball that far with that kind of accuracy. That was just a cannon shot.
And here's the kick. Fielded at the 4. Drilled at the 32-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Out of the I formation.
Let's go get it.
Romo looking to throw. Moves up in the pocket. There for the catch. He's brought down at the 44-yard line.
There's just something magical about Tony Romo. There really is. When you talk to him, he has that smile on his face, and he looks like, oh, shucks, and I can't believe this is happening to me. But week in and week out, he makes huge plays in the ball game, and he is a tremendous leader.
Romo gives it up the middle. He didn't get back to the line. The offensive line didn't get much of a push on that play, and the runner was stuffed.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Keep your head, baby. Keep your head. Hey, watch the screen.
He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Big-time play by the defensive end.
Yeah, and we know defensive ends are probably some of the most athletic guys in the league, and typically you think about them getting after the quarterback, but that time he used his athleticism to make a big stop in the run.
Back to throw. Throws while on the run. He lost it. Defense gets the turnover. Their defense is known for creating turnovers, and that was another one right there.
Yeah, I had one coach tell me one time that if you really want to get an attaboy on this defense, you have to strip that ball out and recover it. It's not enough to just get it out.
They'll go to work at the 42. First down now and 10 to go. Hands it off. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. They get around 5 yards from the halfback. They'll come out in the I. Johnson takes it right side. And they get him at the 41-yard line. That was an excellent run there to pick up the first.
Yes, sir. He really found a nice hole, was able to exploit it for a good gain. They're going to have to do a better job getting in those running lanes if they're going to stop him consistently.
Blue 38. Blue 38.
They'll throw on first down. Looks down the field. Pass is complete. Looked like someone got caught holding. Here's the official call.
Holding. Offense.
That seemed like the right call there.
Yeah, sometimes you have holding and sometimes you have tackling. That looked more like a tackle.
The defense lines up in a dime. Looking to throw. He throws on the run. He's tackled at the 40. And you won't see the coaching staff complaining about that.
Yeah, coaching staffs generally don't complain about too much when they have a quarterback that has the leadership qualities and the arm strength and the ability that this guy has.
Nice play fake. Rifles it right. The quarterback was lucky to get rid of the ball there.
And the protection just has to be better because right now this pressure is starting to get in the head of the quarterback. He's making some bad throws.
Back to pass. He throws right. He's brought down at about the 31. This guy's putting on a show out there.
And it's a show I'm enjoying watching. Wow, 300 yards already in this game. I hope the trainers have a little ice for his shoulder and maybe a little ice for the egos of that defense.
Kicks it, got plenty of distance, and he makes it. What an excellent kick.
I don't know about you, but I was getting ready to question the coach's decision on that one, giving him an opportunity from that distance. But boy, did he ever make that coach look smart there.
The kick is away. And he's drilled. What a hit. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. They hand it off. He's dropped at the 36-yard line. Barber gets about 4 yards on the play. They line up at the 36. Single set backfield. Romo gives it up the middle. And they get him around the 38-yard line. They get 2 yards.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker effectively, filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
Gets the pass out. Brought down around the 46-yard line. A decent gain there on that pass.
Yeah, a little timing route there, and you really have to have faith as a quarterback to get that ball out of your hand quickly if you're going to play with that kind of touch on the ball.
Again with the run. Tackled at about the 47-yard line. The running back gains 2 yards on the carry. Romo is under center. They'll come out in the single back formation. Throws to his right. And there's 2 minutes remaining in the half. The defense was coming with a heat on that play.
Well, the defense was in zone coverage. They got good pass protection, and anytime that happens, it tends to really stretch those zones and widen the holes.
And the defense has a heavy rush. Steps out at about the 29-yard line. He was lucky to get that one off. He was under a lot of pressure in the pocket.
Just a simple throw and catch for a gain of 6. That's just the kind of passing play that this offense is built around.
Romo drops back. Passes it out. Defender tips it away. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Dallas comes out with 2 tight ends. Fakes to the back. One-handed catch. Brought down at the 24-yard line. Anderson comes away with around 6 yards on the reception, and that's also good for a first down.
Very nice start to the drive. 3 first downs and a pretty ball thrown that time by the quarterback.
Man in motion. Looking to throw. Looks for a man open. He makes another catch. They finally get him, and it looked like he would score, but instead they'll set it up with 1st and goal. Out of the I formation. Changes this one at the line. The Cowboys just took their first time out. It's a 2-possession game, And the offense can cut that down if they can get it in the end zone here. They're going to pitch it. They tackle him for a loss. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
He's hammered in the backfield. That'll go for a 1-yard loss.
Boy, that's just great anticipation by the defense there. They saw that play coming and were all over it.
Romo sends a man in motion. Looks to pass. Throws a bullet. They picked it off. And that was the second time he's been picked off this half.
Well, we're going to find out how mentally tough this quarterback is, because when you get off to a shaky start like that, sometimes it's tough to piece everything back together again.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 20. Cincinnati lines up with 3 receivers. Utah takes off in motion. They'll throw on first down. Fires it out. Is there for the catch. And they get him at the 29-yard line. Another fine pass and catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.340. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
How about that pass?
As a receiver, when you go against a zone defense, it's much more about recognition and knowing where the holes in that zone defense are. That time the receiver executed perfectly and found the open spot.
He kicks it off. And he'll return this one from the 7. Hit and dropped at the 33-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports.
Close right. Here we go, here we go. Right 80. Watch the fake, watch the fake. Say, don't lose the fight.
Give to the tailback. Tackled around the 34-yard line. Gain of under a yard. That'll bring up second down. Offset I formation in the backfield. Back to throw. Rifles this one out to the left. At the 40. He's brought down at the 35. The tight end came up with a nice catch that time.
Pretty athletic play for a big guy. I tell you, as a quarterback, you see somebody make a play like that, you want to come back again and again.
Here we go. Hey, never quit, fellas.
Nice play fake. Catch is made. He's tackled at the 30. Around 5 yards on the throw that time.
Hey, no need to force it. He just took what the defense gave him there, found the open man, and picked up a few yards.
Let's go stop. Come on. Here we go.
Romo calls for motion right. Back to pass. Defense closing in. Interception. He's hit hard on the play. So the defense just picked off their 3rd pass today.
You know, one of the really misleading stats in football is completion yards. If you're throwing it up and down the field but turning it over, it just doesn't matter. You have to maintain possession of the ball.
On the ground with a tailback. And they get him at the 32-yard line. 2-yard gain. That brings up second down. 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on their own 32. Cincinnati sets up in the I. They hand it off again. Tackled at the 37. Gain of a handful, and so it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 3. Ball on the 37-yard line. The Bengals come out showing 3 wide.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Keep coming.
He's brought down at about the 39-yard line. Johnson gives them a fresh set of downs on the 3-yard run. The Bengals line up with 3 wide. Back to pass. Throws out to the left. It's incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Barney.
Fakes the run. Gets the pass away. Brought down right around the 42-yard line. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
First down, looking to throw. He's got to find a way to hold on. 2nd down now following the incomplete pass.
Target on the play. 2nd down.
They'll face 2nd down and 10. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Blue 38. Blue 38.
Little handoff. He's dropped right around the 38-yard line. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. They line this one up in shotgun. 4 wide receivers are split out in the formation. They give it to the tailback. It's a fumble. Jones recovers the loose ball. He really needs to do a better job protecting the ball. If he doesn't, the backup might see a few carries.
And this is a talented guy, it really is, but he does have a little reputation for putting the ball on the ground.
Gets it away cleanly. It'll go out at the 20. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. Play fake. Short throw to the left. Tackle around the 43-yard line. Good gain on the pass to the running back.
It's tough to pay too much attention to a running back in the passing game because at least half the time they're staying in the block. So when they do slip out, occasionally they can hit you for a big play.
1st and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line. I formation here.
I'm trying to get you over there, buddy. Hey, pick 6 right here. Pick 6. Let's keep him down here. Hey, don't get that ball out.
Barber takes the give. The defender gets him to the ground. Barber gets 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 45. They line up in a one-back set.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Gun. Kobe 32. Come on.
Fakes to the back. And the receiver is open. And the defense just ate that one up, Chris.
Yeah, you're not going to fool this defense on plays like that very much. At least he got the ball out of there, though.
Come on.
Romo lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. He's looking to throw. He's going to run. He makes a great open field tackle. 3, maybe 4 yards on the scramble. And they can really put their opponent in bad field position with a good punt here. McBriar punts it, and he really got a leg into this one. Into the end zone for a touchback. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. The offense will take over at the 20. 1st and 10. Palmer lines up under center. He has 3 receivers.
Blue 38. Blue 38.
Play fake. Dumps it out right. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 21. And he just couldn't get it going after making the catch.
Nope, and sometimes as a receiver, the quarterback will make the wrong read and throw it to you anyway, and you give them that look going back to the huddle. You know that look?
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He doesn't get back to the line. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Blue 38. Blue 38. Stay right. Come on now.
He needs to get the pass off. Tipped ball, intercepted. What an interception by the cornerback.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
Give to the tailback. And he makes it out to about the 24-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 24-yard line. The Cowboys go with the I formation.
Come on, lock him down. Go. Let's go get it.
Feeds it to the back. And he will lose yardage on the play. That'll be a 1-yard loss.
Boy, a shot like that, not only does it play well on television today, but tomorrow in that defensive film room, it's going to be even better.
Here we go. Kill.
Looking to throw. Gets rid of the ball. He's dropped at the 19-yard line. Still not quite enough, however. They'll still be facing 4th down. 4th down. This will be about a 36-yard field goal attempt. He's got it. Good job putting that kick right on target, and it goes through for 3 points. Here's the kick. He'll take it from the 2. He's hammered at the 27-yard line. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. Single back formation. Looked like someone might have jumped.
Full start, offense.
And he definitely moved on that one.
And it's so embarrassing to jump off sides for an offensive player because you know the snap count. But I swear there's so many things going through your mind, especially if the guy across from you is beating you in the head all day. Sometimes you just forget.
Blue 38. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's play ball.
Palmer drops back on 1st down. Rockets it. And he catches it. And they get him around the 42-yard line. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
Barney, set. Get on, baby, get on. Get him back. Hold on.
Here's the give. He's brought down at the 45. 3 yards on the run. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 45-yard line. They line up in the I formation.
Blue 38. Blue 38.
And the ref blows this one dead.
Full start, offense.
And that one got him 5 yards.
Well, if you want to know why Pee Wee football coaches make you run a lap if you jump off sides, it's because it can really have a negative impact on your offense, just like that one.
Blue 11. Freeze it. Come on, man. Hey, man. Let's go.
Palmer drops back. Gets the pass away. Broken up. Third down coming up after that incomplete pass. Third down and 12 to go. Dallas comes out defensively with 6 defensive backs.
Blue 38. Blue 38.
He's looking to throw. He needs to make a decision. He's tackled around the 48-yard line. Nice pass, but not enough for the first. That'll bring up 4th down.
Pretty nice play that time. They picked up some good yardage, but they lost the battle on 1st and 2nd down and left themselves in 3rd and long. Just too much to overcome.
Gets the punt away. It'll go out at the 26. The offense takes the field, hoping to come away with more than just a field goal on this drive. Dallas motions left.
Come on, baby. We stop the run first.
First down, looking to throw. On the run, he throws it. Fumble on the play. Picks it up. Inside the 30 to the 20. And the defense was all over that one.
Well, fullbacks are always going to be carrying the football in tough situations, and if they fumble it, it is almost always recovered by the defense.
Cincinnati trying to go up by 3 scores. One man in the backfield. They hand off on a counter. He lost yardage on the play. Nowhere to go that time, as the defensive front got very good penetration.
And that's really the key to stopping the counter play, because with all those offensive linemen and the slow motion in the backfield, if you can get penetration, you can really disrupt the counter.
Tango off the top. Tango off the top.
Fires it right. Tackled at the 2. That play-action pass didn't fool anybody. Only a couple of yards from pay dirt.
Come on, let's go.
Johnson alone in the backfield.
Set. Blue 11. Blue 11. Let's go now. Let's go. Say. Hut. Rush.
They're going to pitch it. He didn't get back to the line. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
And right down the middle. Well, that one looked like it was going wide, but it barely made it in.
That one just made it inside the upright. That's one where you see the field goal kicker going, but he got it.
Gathered at the 6. Dropped at the 31. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. And they'll line this one up with 2 tight ends.
Stay inside right here. Chain. What's the sling that side? What you doing?
Throws it short. And he's out at the 36-yard line. He delivered a nice throw on that drop back, completing it for a pretty good gain.
You know, there aren't many guys who work any harder than this guy, both in the offseason and during the week of practice. He isn't the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen, but you can tell the time he puts in the film room, in the weight room, and he understands the game of football.
A pickup of a yard for the halfback. 3rd and 4. Ball on their own 37. They line up in a double tight set. Short pass to his left. steps out at the 41-yard line. Chris, they love to run that play.
Yeah, that's one, if you study this team on tape, you're going to see them go to that in the clutch, and it worked again.
The Cowboys line up with an offset eye backfield. There's a play fake. Makes the pass to the middle of the field. And they get him at the 42. A good play fake that time.
It really was. I didn't see it. I thought it was a run play. He pulled it out of there and came up with a nice gain.
The Cowboys go with the I formation. Little handoff. Tackled at the 37. So that's a gain of about 5, and that will bring up second down. The Cowboys line up in an I formation. Romo hasn't missed yet with the pass. He goes up high for the catch. He gets in for 6. He's there again for the touchdown reception. That's his second of the game.
And really no surprise, once you get into the red zone and you're trying to throw touchdown passes, the tight ends and those big bodies just able to make more plays in the red zone.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Up and good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Good distance on the kick. Runs over tacklers. He's hammered at the 25. They had to settle for a field goal on their last drive. They take the field again, looking to put up another score. They'll come out in the I.
Come on! Blue 38. Blue 38. Make a stand, G. Overload.
They go with the pitch to the right. He's going to be tackled for a loss. That was a big-time play by a big-time athlete.
If you want to be considered one of the top cornerbacks in the National Football League, everybody has to be able to cover. But the top guys can not only cover, but come up and make big hits like that. Tremendous play.
Back to pass. Throws it short. They picked it off. To the 10. Touchdown. And that was the worst possible place to throw that ball.
Yeah, especially because that guy was playing defense, and that guy not only will pick you off, but he'll put points on the board. What a play.
Kick is up, and the point after is good. Dallas with a 1-point lead. He kicks it. And he gets brought down hard. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Blue 38. Blue 38. Close right. Under.
He fakes it. Going deep with this one. And it's incomplete. Johnson wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. They line up in the shotgun.
New call. Blue 11. Blue 11. Sorry, close left. Reload. No, you're good.
Looking to throw. He throws left. They don't hook up. The quarterback and the halfback are unable to connect on that one.
For whatever reason, the timing was just off on that one. He overthrew it. I'm not sure exactly how he miscalculated that one.
Regular. Come on, D, let's get off the field now. There you go, D.
He throws a bullet out to his left. He's brought down at the 41-yard line.
Don't bring up the fact that TJ Hushmanzada was a late-round draft choice around him. He still is upset about the fact that he wasn't drafted early, and you can see why. This guy has a way of reading defenses, getting separation, creating big plays, and he has the full confidence of his quarterback in the toughest of situations.
No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
Get off, baby, get off. Right. Blue 38. Blue 38. Regular.
He drops back to pass with the hard throw out to his right. Brought down around the 44-yard line. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies, you know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
Palmer calls for motion right. Play fake. Throws middle. Williams picks it off. Nice pick for the safety.
You could see the quarterback that time trying to look the safety off, but this safety is simply too smart. He was having none of it and jumped in front to make the interception.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 46. They line up in an I. Romo calls for motion left. Romo will look to pass. Throws off his back foot. And it's knocked down. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Barber takes it up the middle. And they get him at the 42. Barber picks up about 4 yards on the play. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score is 31-30. We've got a 3rd and 6. One-man backfield. Fakes to the back. He's there for the catch. You can tell these guys practice that play quite a bit.
Yeah, I can remember hearing stories about old-time players in the NFL that literally they could go out in the pitch black and make throws and catches without really even seeing the ball. That's the kind of timing we're seeing today.
He's looking to throw. Strong throw to his right. He's dropped at the 15. Nice little pitch and catch with the wideout.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
Dropped behind the line. Disappointing loss there for the offense.
There are just some guys in this league that you have to run away from, but the danger in that is you run away from catch you from behind.
Brought down at the 10. A 5-yard pickup for the halfback. Romo lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. Romo takes it back. Looks down the field. Completed. Tackled right around the 6-yard line. And that reception won't be enough to move the chain.
Well, you really can't ask any more out of a defense on that one. They kept the play in front of them, came up and made the tackle. Good play, and they're off the field.
Kick is up. Right down the middle. He puts that one right through the upright. Not a bad kick. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. Still on his feet. Brought down at the 35. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. The Bengals put a man in motion to the right. Fakes to the back. There for the reception. And they get him at the 45. Talk about a throw.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about one like that being intercepted. Nobody on the defensive side could have caught that bullet.
They hand it off. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. Johnson comes away with 2 yards on the carry. Palmer lines up under center. 2 tight ends this time. Fakes the run. And it's caught. Hit and dropped behind the line. Loses a yard on that completion.
They did a great job of keeping containment there. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that one.
They line up with 1 running back in the backfield, 3 wide.
Let's go left. Blue 11. Blue 11. Hey, watch the sideline. Hey, I'm wide. Let the run. Let the run.
He's running out of time. Makes the grab. He doesn't get back to the line. Back to the line, but nothing more. 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt it away here. The Cowboys have everyone on the line. Looks like they're coming after this one. Gets the punt away. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 32-yard line. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession. It's the tailback. He left the defender grabbing air. That's a 3-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 36-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. Play fake. Now he's scrambling. Brings this one in. Brought down at the 45. And a great pass by the quarterback to convert for the first.
And what we're seeing out of this quarterback is a variety of throws. Yes, he has the ability to zip it in there when he needs to, but we've also seen some touch throws, a very complete repertoire.
Up the middle with the fullback. Tackled around the 44-yard line. The fullback rumbles ahead for around a yard. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Romo sends a man in motion. They go with the toss. He's brought down at the 39-yard line. 4, maybe 5 yards on the run. Offense facing a 3rd and 4. Ball on the 39. Romo lines up in the shotgun. 4 receivers split out. Romo drops to throw. Short throw to the right. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
They hand it off. They tackle him for a loss. Great read there. It looked like the defense knew the counter was coming.
And a lot of times in that situation, they read offensive linemen. And the minute you see those offensive linemen, sometimes even in their stance, sort of sitting back, you know the counter's coming, you can get penetration and make a play in the backfield just like that.
There's a play fake. Strong throw to the center of the field. Tackled at the 16. And he's crossed the century mark in receiving yards. This has been one heck of a performance.
And Tom, I don't think he's finished yet. This is a guy that is on a roll right now, and this defense really doesn't have an answer for him.
They go with the run. And he's hammered at the 14. So they tried to push it ahead, but the defense stopped them short of first down.
Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
The snap, set down, the kick is up. Solid kick that time, and he puts it right through the uprights, converting for the field goal. Kicks it off. He'll return it from the 1. Brought down at the 22. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. Palmer comes to the line, 3-wide formation. Looking to throw. Rifles it left. Almost picked. Johnson was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. Second down now with 10 to go. Ball on their own 22.
Watch the ball.
Gives it off. He's hammered in the backfield. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Blue 38. Blue 38. What's the hard count? Get your hands up. Get your hands up in front. Let's go.
And they're coming after him. Brings it in. The 50. He's brought down at the 44-yard line. With that last catch, the wide receiver has logged his 100th yard of the game.
Just a good, solid performance here by the receiver. This guy is plenty tough enough. I like the way that he gets in and out of his cuts, but I love his toughness. He's never intimidated out there.
Batted away. Second down now following the incomplete pass. They line up at the 44. Cincinnati lines up in the offset eye this time.
Blue 38. Right.
Looks to pass. He's under pressure with the catch. He steps out at about the 39-yard line. Good pocket presence shown as the quarterback was able to get rid of it just before the pressure got to him.
Only gained about 4 yards on that play, but sometimes as an offense, as long as it's not a negative play, it's a positive play.
He's tackled at the 10. Great pass play.
There is nothing that puts fear in the heart of a defender more than a guy with that kind of speed. That's impressive.
Ace backfield this time. It's the tailback. He didn't get back to the line. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
And they get him at the 15. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. Passing situation for the offense here on 3rd and long. Cincinnati lines up with 3 receivers in the shotgun formation. Looks to pass. With the throw. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
I thought he had a shot at that one, but the ball seemed to be working against him. He'll need to just put that miss out of his head and concentrate on the next time he gets a shot. So the score is still the Bengals 30, the Cowboys 37. Throws it short. Fails to connect with his man. Bennett was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. 2 tight end formation this time. Barbert off the left side. Brought down at about the 21. He barely got it past the line of scrimmage that time. That'll bring up third down. Offset I formation in the backfield. Jones gets the ball. And it looks short from up here. The defense was able to stop him short of the first.
Well, I'm sure the defense was caught a little off guard by that run call there, but if you're going to call run there, you better pick up a first down or you're going to be reading about it in the newspaper the next day.
They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Chapman fields it at the 29. Tackled around the 44-yard line. They missed the field goal their last time out. Let's see what they can do on this drive. They'll start this drive at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Little handoff. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. Gain of 3. That brings up 2nd down. Palmer comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. He drops back to pass. Looks for a man open. Comes down with it. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Good read of the defense on that pass play.
Yeah, and throws like that really settle a quarterback down. It's all about getting into the flow of a game, and you can see he's getting comfortable now.
Short throw. Looks like he had it, but it's knocked loose. Caldwell was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. Looks like they'll opt to go for it here. Looks like 3 wideouts this time.
Valued at over $3,500.
Drops back to pass. And the defense has a heavy rush. He's dropped for a loss.
Turnover on downs by the offense.
They'll take over at the 47-yard line. The Cowboys go with the I formation. Drops back on 1st down. Here's the pass. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Owens was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. From the 47-yard line, the Cowboys line up with an offset I backfield. Fakes the run. Dumps it out right. Out of bounds at the 45. Not much of a gain at all on that completion. What happened on that one?
Well, I think the offense really just trying to make a safe throw rather than taking a big chance and throwing it down the field. You get the ball in the hands of your receiver and let him try and make a play. That time, nothing there.
And they're not going to get it. Great stop. Pretty conservative call for that situation.
Yeah, and especially when you consider that most offenses get between 9 and 12, 13 possessions per game. You call a run in that situation, basically you're taking away one of your opportunities.
Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. And this one will go for a touchback. The defense really took charge the last time they were on the field. He fakes it. Surveys the field. Out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Palmer is under center. Offense lines up in an I.
Let's go now. Let's go. Blue 38. Blue 38. Let's go. Barney, set. Watch the reverse.
Looks to pass. He needs to get the pass off. Drops the sure pick. Ushmanzadeh was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. 2 extra defensive backs out there on this one. Palmer drops back to pass. Throws short. Brought down around the 37-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the defense gives up some free yards to the offense.
I always thought a defensive penalty was so much more deflating than an offensive penalty, because on offense you have a chance to make up for it. On defense, a lot of times it's big yardage and automatic first downs.
Nice play fake. Makes the catch. And they get him about the 43-yard line. Around 5 yards on the throw that time. That'll bring up second down. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Turbo. Let's go. They never quit, fellas.
Passes. Makes the reception. He's brought down at the 30. What happened there, Chris?
There's really no better feeling as an offense, especially for the quarterback position, than to take advantage when the defense is trying to blitz you. They're trying to make you nervous, and you just made them pay.
He throws right. Pass completed. He's dropped right around the 26-yard line. They complete the play-action pass for a gain of 3. They line up at the 27. Palmer comes to the line under center. They'll come out in the single-back formation. Palmer dropping back. Pass to the middle. It'll be first and goal. Not a bad pickup that time.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out of there, picked up a nice gain.
Dumps it out left. Out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Not much of a gain at all on that first down completion.
Pretty tough sometimes when a quarterback is looking at his first read, it's not there. The second read is there, but he knows his guy is going to get hit immediately afterwards, and that's what happened there. They took away the first and second read.
We have 2 minutes left to play in this game. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Come on, man, let's go. Move left. Stay down. Stay in your lanes. Barney, set.
He's looking to throw. Scans the field. Gets in for the touchdown. It's a whole new game now, Chris.
Yeah, and if we can assume the extra point, which is probably not a good idea, but if this thing is tied, we're a long way from overtime. Plenty of time for the other team to go back down the other way.
It's good. Less than 2 to go in our fourth quarter of play. The score, the Bengals 37, the Cowboys 37. The kick is away. Austin from the 3. And he's drilled. What a hit. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. They line up in a one-back set. Barber, the ball carrier. He's tackled around the 28-yard line. Gain of 3, and that will bring up second down. The Cowboys changing their play at the line. Looks to pass. Looks down the field. And he caught it. And they get him at the 45. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
He drops back. Huge pressure by the defense. Knocked away. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
Close right. All right, here we go. Down. Down. Let's go, G. Swim. Lose.
Barber gets the call. Brought down at the 46-yard line. Barber gets about a yard on the play. And they'll line this one up with two tight ends. Romo takes it back. Throws it short. He's brought down around the 49-yard line. They complete the pass, but it won't be enough for the first.
Yeah, that's one of those balls that looks good in the stats for the quarterback because he gets a completion, but for this offense, it's going to bring up fourth down. Huge play defensively to make that stop.
Less than a minute left in the fourth quarter, and it's still a tie ball game.
Well, it's going to get interesting now to see just how aggressive they are with the play calling. I'll be honest, wouldn't surprise me at all to see this coach sit on the ball, kill the clock, and take his chances in overtime.
It's the tailback. He's dropped at the 23-yard line. Johnson gets 3 yards on the carry. The Cowboys line up with 6 DBs on the field. Utek goes in motion. He drops back. Here's the throw. Threw it right to him, but he can't hang on. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Keep coming.
Palmer hands it off. They will be short. They get around 5 yards from the halfback.
Tom, this thing's starting to feel like overtime, isn't it? But here we go. This offense is going to get one last opportunity to take it down the field and win it.
I'm sure they would have liked to have gotten a little better return out of him there.
No question about it. He needs a little more help out of his blockers than he got right there. This is a dangerous guy, and if he can get in some open space, he can create some problems for you, but just no space to be found there.
They'll throw on first down. It's completed. He's tackled at the 42. They'll hurry back to the line. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Back to pass. Throws it. And it's completed. Brought down at the 44-yard line. So it looks like 4 quarters wasn't enough. We're heading to overtime. He kicks it. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. They get him at the 33. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. The Cowboys come out in a single back formation. Draw play. Brought down behind the line. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down from their own 32-yard line. Romo comes to the line with 3 wide. He drops back, goes through his read, tips it away, and he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
He drops back to pass. Short throw to the right. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. They're able to complete the pass, but it won't be what they needed to keep the drive going.
So many times in the games today, you see a quarterback for those underneath throws, where in this situation, It really is a time to try and push the ball down the field a little bit. Those quarterbacks, though, they don't like to take chances on interceptions, and clearly there I thought he could have taken a little bit more of a risk.
So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. He needs to make a decision. Broken up. Usman thought it was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. Second down now with 10 to go. The Bengals go with the I formation.
Watch the run now. Watch the run. Let's get off. I need. Screen, dog. Screen.
Palmer will look to throw. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 3 on the completion.
He just couldn't make anything happen after he brought it in. Good job by the defense.
The Bengals come out in a single back formation.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Let's go.
He drops back to pass. There for the catch. A pickup of about 7. It's 4th down. The Bengals are lining up to punt it away. He gets it away. He fields the punt at the 13. Their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 18. They'll go from the shotgun. First down, looking to throw. He's under pressure. Knocks it away. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
25, row 22, C1. You have won a $100 savings bond.
Gets the throw off. It's broken up. They can't hook up on the pass. Now the offense will be facing 3rd down. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Row 9, seat 13.
Cincinnati lines up in a dime defense here. Romo will look to pass. The pocket is collapsing. Pass is complete. And that one will end up just a little bit short, Chris, but still a pretty nice pass.
Nice pass, but it's still 4th down. But if I know this offensive coordinator and this head coach, I'm thinking they may go for it here. They've had a big successful play. Why not take advantage of it with this one?
McBriar punts it, and he kicked this one pretty well. Chapman fields it at the 26. He's dropped at the 31. The defense played exceptionally well the last time this offense had the ball. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Drops back. Throws on the run. Is there for the catch. He steps out at the 37. Nice pass and catch on that play that gets him a lot closer.
Yep, and that's really just the way they drew that one up. You take what the defense gives, looking to move the ball efficiently downfield with intermediate passes.
Palmer with the give. And he will lose yardage on the play. Well, they wind up in reverse that time. Good push by the defense.
And when the defense gets that kind of penetration, it just disrupts everything for an offense. They have to get that guy blocked.
Come on, lock him down.
Setting up play action. He throws it. Catch is made. Tackled at the 47-yard line. Not too bad a pass there.
Not too bad at all. And sometimes those little touch throws are actually more difficult than the bullet passes. Kind of hard to come up with the timing to hit the receiver right in stride, but that was well thrown.
They'll keep it on the ground again. Brought down right around the 48-yard line. Gain of 2. That brings up 2nd down. From their own 49-yard line. Hallmert steps up to the line. 3 wide receivers. Hallmert calls for motion left. again with the run. And they get him at the 49-yard line. It looks like they picked up a yard or maybe a little less.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Hey, what? Come on, let's go.
Passes to his left, and he catches it. They were able to complete the pass on the play, but they'll still end up short of the first down.
And it's really up to the receiver in that situation to try and split the defenders. He has to find a way to duck a shoulder, to roll his head, to do something to, yes, they got the tackle, but they got it while I was still moving forward and able to pick up the first down.
Gets the punt away. And they'll down it at the 4. He did everything that was asked of him on that punt.
Yeah, that was a great job. He kept it in the field of play. It was downed inside his opponent's territory. All the return man really could do in that situation is just get out of the way.
Play action. He's there for the catch. Tackled at the 12. And simply a great throw there.
Yeah, that really was a nice touch that time. Perfect sort of combination of velocity and touch. A very catchable ball thrown by this quarterback so that you don't have to overly focus on what you're doing and you can get your eyes back down the field, try and get a good run after the catch.
Gives it off. And he makes it out to about the 14-yard line. A 2-yard run by the halfback. They line up at the 14. They're packed in tight on the line. The halfback with the carry. What a hit! Excellent job by the defense to force a 3-and-out.
I always thought the most important portion of any drive was that first down. It gives you a little offensive momentum going. But anytime you go 3-and-out, it is so tough on your defense. A lot of times 3-and-outs translates to points against your team and a tired defense.
Punts it, and he got a good one here. Chapman fields it at the 39. They really did a good job keeping him contained on that one.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of a chance at all to make anything happen there. I mean, I know this guy's a dangerous punt return guy, but you can't do it on your own.
It's the tailback. He's tackled around the 44-yard line. Johnson comes away with 2 yards on the carry.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
Hands it off. Brought down at the 47-yard line. Johnson picks up 2 yards with the carry. Now they'll face a 3rd and 6 situation. Ball on their own 47. He drops back to pass. He's dropped. They really are going to have to find a way to slow down the blitz.
Always thought it was so difficult to block linebacker blitzes because more often than not, it's a tight end or a back who has to try and step up and take on these great athletic, big pass rushing guys.
Punts it. It'll go out at the 35-yard line. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. Witten motioning to the right. First down, looking to throw. Makes the throw out to his right. Almost intercepted. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
On the ground with a tailback. He's going to be tackled for a loss. There was no way that defensive end was letting him go by.
Yeah, you could really see the defensive end on that one, controlling his blocker, biding his time, and simply waiting there to make the play.
Fakes the run. Passes right. Completed. It's a fumble. Scooped up by one of the corners. First and 10. Ball on the 30. The Bengals line up with two tight ends.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Move left. Move left.
The Bengals motion to the right side.
Hey, no.
Drops back on first down. Tipped away. That incompletion will bring up second down.
Hey, y'all. Let's go.
They line up at the 30.
Let's go.
Hallmark with three wide receivers.
Blue 38. Barney.
He fights forward to about the 29. Not a lot on that play.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
Hallmark calls for motion left. Looking to throw. Rifles it out there. He's brought down around the 16-yard line. That catch puts him over 100 yards receiving.
Not much doubt, is there, Tom, as to who this quarterback likes. He found the guy that he's most comfortable with, and he doesn't care which coverage you're in. He's going to this guy.
And it splits the uprights. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary.